everyone, today I'll be reviewing this series just dropped on Netflix called Krigsseileren, and this series was actually initially it was a movie. It was released in 2000, like last year it came out. Since then, looks like Netflix they bought this movie and they turned into a 3-part series. And I thought this series was really quite emotional watch for me. I was like, at first I wasn't sure if I'm gonna like it, but end of this series I was in tears so many times. This series is just so heart touching and so good, especially center of there is this dad, who goes to this I guess he was just going on this sailor job, but when he get caught in the middle of the war from Germany, and I guess he get captured in this series, and we see how it affects his life. And we see in the back home he left his 3 kid and wife, and we see in the, like when initially he left home, he has such a good relationship with his kids. His daughter is like, Dad, don't go, don't leave us, you will die. And he goes to this job anyway. Of course, when he get caught, he didn't know what will happen to him. Will he be back to his family or not? So in the backflash scene, we also see how I guess Norway, they get attacked by Germany, and their like his village get destroyed. So I guess this news goes to him, and he at first he thinks, oh, maybe his family is dead, and his family thinks maybe he's dead. And I see how they are kind of move on with their life. But how it ends, like the last episode, when he actually comes back to home and he sees his kids are all grown up, his wife and kids, and when we see them and how they react to him, it's just so heart-touching. I was like, this series was quite emotional, although it's not perfect. I guess some first act for this series, however, it's a little hard to get in. You're like, whoa. Like I felt like the first act for this series, I was like, all the characters, they're just talking to each other, talking. I was like, it was for audience. You feel like it's hard for you to get invested in their story. But as it goes on, you really get invested in this character story, because this guy center of it, he's such a good father and husband, and he just went on this job and he just caught between this war and how it affected his life, his friend's life. It was quite good journey overall. This series, it is about human drama, and how I guess it's so sad one time when I was watching it, like because I've also felt like, oh, he will never see his family, and it's so sad, and his family doesn't know he's alive. And this show done really good job getting the emotion out of the audience. End of it, you're really sad, and once he get to his family, of course, after all this trauma and everything, of course he does change a lot, because like all this thing he did when he was on the run, and we see how it affected overall his life. Overall, I think this series, it really works because of the center character. He's really likable. You really like his story. He's such a good father and husband, and also friend, and you see he's trying to do what is right, and how it ends his life, it was quite good. I think that is why this series is so memorable, because of this characters are so good, and the way it ends is really good. I also like his wife's character, his friend's character, and his kids. Overall, I really like this show, really. End of it, I was in tears, and it was very heartwarming once he was at home. Although he was home, but his life was never same, which is also makes sense. And I really like. I say it's worth checking. And that's my thought on this series. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this series. If you enjoyed about this review, don't share my other reviews on other series. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.